Hello everyone, my name is Arun Babu and I am here to review Pentaho data integration. This is actually a continuation of the video about Pentaho data integration which I had made a month ago. So in this video, I'll be explaining how to integrate Pentaho data integration with different databases like SQL Server, Oracle and MySQL, and I'll be telling what all are the issues I faced and how to overcome those issues and how to get connected between all these databases so that it can help in your professional work which can involve different databases. So first let's recap something about data integration and Pentaho data integration, which is also known as Kettle. So what is data integration? Data integration involves combining data from several disparate sources which are stored using various technologies and provide a unified view of the data. Data integration becomes increasingly important in cases of merging systems of two companies or consolidating applications within one company to provide a unified view of the company's data assets. The latter initiative is often called a data warehouse. Probably the most well-known implementation of data integration is for building an enterprise's data warehouse. The benefit of a data warehouse enables a business to perform analysis based on the data in the data warehouse. This would not be possible to do on the data available only in the source system. The reason is that the source systems may not contain corresponding data. Even though the data are identically named, they may refer to different entities. Data integration is a term covering several distinct sub-areas such as data warehouse, data migration, enterprise application or information integration, and master data management. So, about Pentaho data integration. Pentaho is a Hitachi Group company, and the extract, transform, load ETL tool used by Pentaho is called Pentaho data integration. It is also known as Kettle. It is a component of Pentaho which is responsible for the extract, transform, and load ETL processes. Though ETL tools are most frequently used in data warehouse environments, PDI can also be used for other purposes. Migrating data between applications or databases, exporting data from database to flat files, loading data massively into databases, data cleansing, integrating applications. Pentaho data integration is easy to use, and every process is created with a graphical tool where you specify what to do without writing code to indicate how to do it. Because of this, you could say that PDI or Pentaho data integration is metadata oriented. It can also be used as a standalone application, or it can be used as part of the larger Pentaho suite. As an ETL tool, it is the most popular open source tool available, and it is available in both enterprise version and community version. The community version is free to use, but it has no technical support, and so it has some limitations with it, and it is fully free. While the enterprise edition is having 24/7 online support, plus it has extra features added to the Pentaho data integration tool, which makes the work for organizations or companies much more easier. It supports a vast array of input and output formats, including text files, datasheets, and commercial and free database engines. Moreover, the transformation capabilities of PDI allows you to manipulate data with very few limitations. So now I'll be showing how to connect Pentaho data integration to different databases like SQL Server, MySQL, and Oracle SQL Developer. So this is the welcome page of Pentaho data integration, and I have explained all the features and how to install the software in the previous video. So in this video I'll be only concentrating on the connections, and I'll be creating a sample transformation which involves all these different databases and bringing them together to create a single file. So I'll show you how to create a new transformation or new database connection. So I'm taking a new transformation page, and in the view tab here in the left side, like there will be different database connections. So if you click on database connection, you will get the new option, and when you click on new, it will show you this page where you will find a lot of different connection types, which includes Apache, XTendDB, Firebird, Greenplum, Hadoop, Hive, IBM DB2, Ingress, LucidDB, Microsoft Access, SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Pentaho Data Services, PostgreSQL, SQLite, SAP, Teradata. I mean, it covers almost the entire set of databases which are available right now in the market. So like we can select whichever we need. So for now, if I select Oracle, you can give any random connection name you need, and you need to specify the host name. So if it is from your system, you need to give the name as like localhost or your system, like the 127.0.0.0.1, and there will be a database name. Normally it is defaultly defined as XE, and there will be port number, and for most of the cases Oracle it will be 1521, and corresponding your database username and password. And after you have entered all the details correctly, if you click on test, it will show you that your connection has been established and is a success. If there is any error, then an error message will pop out telling that you are unable to establish the connection between Pentaho and Oracle, and there will be sufficient information on what the issue is, like whether it is a username password issue or a port number issue or something other, like a driver issue, which I will be explaining soon, because that was one of the big issues I faced while trying to get connected with different databases. Similarly, like for SQL Server, the options will change, and the corresponding option settings needed for SQL Server will be available, like which we need to input, which includes host name, database name. Port number has been changed to 1433 from 1521. Similarly, for MySQL also you can find a difference in the port number, and it will be 3306, which will be the most of the cases that will be the default one for almost entire systems. So this is like, so it is very easy to create a database connection, and in most of the cases, if you get the drivers correct, you are not gonna be in any trouble. You can easily be able to connect to the string. Okay, so I will show you some of the database connections I have defined. And the good thing with database connections is that once you have defined, and when you right click on a define database connection, and if you click on sharing, like instead of stop sharing, there will be an option called share. So if you click on share, the database connection will be shared forever in your Pentaho data integration for any different transformation or job you open up. So it makes your work easier, so that you don't need to define the connection in each and every new transformation or job you create. You can just borrow the transformation everywhere if you have shared it. So I'm going to show you how my Oracle SQL Server and MySQL connections are defined. So when I right click on the established connection and click on edit, it will show you the name. My host name I have given as localhost, database name is exe, and port number is 1521, and username and password. And when I click on test, it will show like connection to database is okay with the host name, all these things. So if I change the username, like made it wrong, and when I click on test, it will show you error, invalid username password. So that's a logon denied. So like we can easily check where the issue is, and if we again test it, now it will be showing as success. So when I click OK, so that's with Oracle. Similarly with SQL Server, you can see like my laptop address has been defined as a local host with port number 1433 and similarly username password. So if anything doesn't match up, it will show an error, corresponding error. So you can fix the error by just finding out the right values for all these host names, database name, port number, username and password. If you get anything of this wrong, then it's not gonna get connected. So just make sure that all your, like when you copy the names from the different databases, just make sure you got everything right and you're not missing any space or any one character, which can cause a big headache. Similarly for MySQL also I have made a connection. So this is how the connection looks like with localhost database name. There is no like instance in this case, so there is port number and username password which you have defined. So one of the main problems I faced was the driver issue. Like when I try to connect Pentaho data integration with all the SQL Server or MySQL or any other database, it was showing the supported driver was not installed. So that is one important thing you should be taking care of. So what you need to do is like you need to just download the driver and keep it in the right path which is needed for the Pentaho to access. So in this case, like I'm showing you the default path where we need to keep the drivers in. So when you go to the installed folder, like I have installed the community edition, which is a free version of Pentaho, and inside the unzipped folder, the data integration, there you will see lib folder, and inside the lib folder you will find a lot of jar files which are almost like which contains all the drivers, but maybe your version of the software, like of the database you're using, might require a specific driver. So for me, I had to install the SQL JDBC42 driver for my SQL Server, the Microsoft SQL Server, and for MySQL I needed to install MySQL connector Java, and for Oracle I need to install OJDBC6.jar. Actually, it will if this file is missing, the Pentaho data integration, when it trying to establish the connection and when you test it, it will show exactly what the error is, like which is a file missing, which is a driver name missing. So when you just type it in Google, normally all of these are like very easy to find and available to download, and is of like most of them are KB size, so it won't be much of a headache. So just check on the error message and see which is the exact driver you are like trying to find out, and just download it and paste it in this folder that is inside the data integration library, lib, so that from the next time, like, so after you have pasted, just restart the Pentaho once so that it can find exactly the refreshed folder, and you are done. You can just get the test connection working if you get every other host name, username, password, port number right. Okay, so here I am going to show you a demo of how I am taking like different tables from different databases and merging everything together and to get a final output in one database. That means a final merged output from like 3 different databases to one single database. So for that I am using like some tables which we have used in another coursework. There are tables like order line, which actually tells about the each item a customer has placed in an order. There is a product table which defines about the product information. Then there is an orders table, so that is like one whole bill of a customer, and customer table which defines a customer. So all of these, I mean each of these tables are in different databases. And so when you like order line is in Oracle, so initially I'll be joining, and the product is in SQL Server. So this sort rows are used like in Pentaho for the merge join. We should give the input as a sorted input, which can be easily achieved by this transformation sort rows, and only if we give the input as a sorted input, the merge join functionality will work right, else it will be causing little bit issues and the data might be wrong. So in the merge join you will be able to, I'm doing an inner join from both the inputs with the key field as product number. So whenever we click on OK, it will ask that the input should be sorted on specified keys. If you don't sort the input, the output is not going to be correct. So initially we get the join of order line from Oracle and product from MySQL, and the result is right now present in this step. Then we move to the again sort rows, so that the output of this step will serve as the input for the next join. And in this join, the secondary table will be orders, which is also present in Oracle. So right now this join result is in a buffer memory. It's not present in any database right now. So we join the buffer memory with Oracle, which both are like obtained through sorting, and again do a inner merge join on order ID. So we got order ID from the product table, from the order line table, and order ID from the orders table, and we are doing another merge join. Then again we are joining with the customer table, which is present in SQL Server. So there we are using again we are sorting the rows and giving the entire buffer result to the merge join. So what this merge join will do is like it will join with the customer table based on the customer ID, and then the final result is sent as a table output, which is in Oracle. So I'm going to run this transformation. So from like it's almost 1 lakh records, and the transformation is completed. It took nearly just 30. It was started in the 29th second of 35th minute. So it took 8 seconds to process 1,13,724 records, which are joined from different databases. So thus you can understand the efficiency which this tool can provide for faster processing of databases and making them into a single warehouse for people to analyze the data and make important decisions which will be beneficial for the organization, perspective and for also for the company's profit. So, based on the work I have done till now, there aren't much cons for this, but there are a lot of pros. Some of the pros by doing Pentaho data integration like this is that you are able to establish connection with multiple databases without any delay. Also, you don't need to write long queries inside SQL server like linked server or something to get connected, and so it saves you a hell lot of work. Also, you are given an option to preview the data you are getting at each and every step, which makes your work easier when you are connecting data from different sets and you are unable to preview. So in those cases, the kettle doesn't have any competition and it leads in the field for that. And being an enterprise or a community edition, it makes the work of developers more easy and less costly. The disadvantages I felt were to get the right driver for the file, because like if we are having an old version of MySQL installed, then you have to find the older version of the supporting driver file, and if either of one is not missing, then it is like too difficult to fix the issue. So that is one of the cons faced. Similarly, there are some cases where you won't be able to understand the error, like understand the correct mistake, but most of the cases you will be able to understand. So that's all with the pros and cons of the software. Thank you all for listening to this small review or operation side of Pentaho data integration. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for listening, and message me in the YouTube video in case if you are having any doubts. Thank you.